Hello everyone, my name's Kane and welcome back to more The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure. Last time, that's actually a great question. What did we do last time? From my perspective, I guess I should go ahead and explain. From my perspective, I haven't played the game in about a week or so. I guess for reference sake, I haven't played this game since Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out, and it is currently the 30th of September. So, yeah. Is that a week? Wait, that's like 4 days. Whatever. The point is, I haven't played the game in a while, but I'm pretty sure that we dealt with some of the big new cryptid enemies. Figuring out what's kind of going on there, except not really at all. And now we have another day, but we also have a side quest we can do. So we also did the Michelin Wonderland side quest last time, which I remember being a lot of fun. Now we're going to do the Stranger Danger. Wait, no, One Born Every Minute side quest. Chief Tola, the situation in the village has changed since you were here yesterday. We are once again requesting that you make an investigation into the suspicious merchant. Gotcha. Alright, suspicious merch. So, wait. Where do you want me? I've completely forgotten how to play. Harold Hayworth House. Harold's. Alright. Residential. Mr. Hayworth. Also, forgive me if I've forgotten how to say make everyone's voices work, but let's see. Excuse us, you put in a request for the special support section?
Oh, hello there, SSS. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're here to help with this again.
Yes, thank you very much for coming. Can you tell us what happened since yesterday, Chief Tola? I understand that there was a new development in the case?
Yes, that's correct. I feel the situation is more dire than we originally thought. I'd like to discuss it in depth with you right away. Would that be alright?
Let's do it. Right now it's fine. Please fill us in on the details. You mentioned that the situation has changed since yesterday.
That it has. Yesterday evening, I went to ask Tree in another attempt to persuade Derek. I told him that Minnie's character was far too suspicious and that he had to break ties with him. He didn't beat around the bush, huh? Not for a second, but in the end, Derek still refused to listen. However, I did learn something new, and so I hurried here to discuss the matter with Mr. Hayworth.
Something new? Has Minute taken some form of action?
The chief told me caught me off guard, if I may be frank. Minutte's grip on the village is far higher than we had given it credit for.
Would you mind elaborating? From what we learned yesterday, several villagers already trust him. Has it gone further than that?
Well, you see, Minute has not only secured private property on Old Amorica Road, but also deeds to numerous plots and fields in the village itself.
Oh.
He what?
As shocking as that is, one question comes to mind. How was he able to pull off something that big? Good question. From what we know, Minute pitched a plan to increase Amorica's lowest production, as he puts it. Slowly accumulating deeds to their village's farmlands, he could expand the lowest fields and streamline their harvests. Moreover, management of the plots themselves will be contracted to the Quincy Company to reduce the required labor.
Let's line up with what we heard yesterday. At first blush, it sounds like a pretty good deal for the villagers.
Yeah, too good to be true. As long as those deeds are in Minute's hands, he can abuse the land in any way he wants. There'd be no coming back from that.
Indeed, the man cannot be trusted by any means.
Sorry.
He's solely focused on that private property of ours. Even the worst case scenario wouldn't be too terrible. Now that he's using plots of land within the village, the result could be catastrophic.
You guys might be shit out of luck when it comes to breaking that contract, though.
That's where you come in. If you can expose him, then perhaps the contract can be voided. I know there's nothing criminal happening on the surface, but even still, can you look into this?
Well, the SSS has never actually been all that beholden to CPD protocol. Our job is to support citizens whenever they request it. You've given us enough reason to find Minute suspicious, so we'll gladly help.
Thank you, Detective Bannings. All of you have been Arthurian's guardian angels.
Where should we begin our investigation? I'm at a bit of a loss on that myself.
Me too. It's not as if we have any smoking guns to look into. True. In that case, why not ask Ian for assistance? Grimwood?
Do you mean Mr. Grimwood?
Yes, granted we're only working off our suspicions at the moment. But if you explain the situation to Ian, he may be able to find a trace of something illicit in Minth's actions.
Sounds like a good idea. Even a shred of evidence against Minth would be a good starting point for the investigation.
I should warn you though. Oh, Ian's been incredibly busy ever since the mayor advocated for our independence. There's no guarantee he'll have the time to see you. One way to find out. Off to Grimwood Law Office. Maybe we'll catch him, maybe we won't. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, let's go pay him a visit.
We'll leave it to you then. I'll ask my business associates if they've heard any rumors about Minth or the Quincy Company.
We appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone. You're the only ones I can count on. I'm so powerless in all of this. It's just pathetic of me.
Don't worry, Chief Daughter. We'll handle it from here.
You just sit tight and relax. And maybe pray to the goddess for good luck while you're at it.
Very well. I'll be waiting for you.
One more every minute. All right, first up, we go to West Street. I'm not paying attention, apparently. Hello? Hey, Grimwood! The conga line.
Oh?
Mr. Grimwood.
We were afraid you might have been out of your office.
Ah, yes. I was just in the middle of taking a much-needed break. But it would seem you're in desperate need of my counsel.
Is it really that obvious?
I've seen those looks on your face coming through my door countless times by now. Please, take a seat. I might be busy, but I'm happy to lend you an ear.
Our apologies. And thank you. Thanks, Grim. Here's what's happened. They also mentioned a Minth had collected deeds.
I see. There's quite a predicament the village has found itself in. A case such as this would typically be a top priority for me. As you know, I've been busy with this past week drafting up a preliminary constitution for the mayor. I apologize, but I won't have time to handle this case personally.
That's unfortunate, but we understand. We suspected that would be the case. Still, even just a consultation would be helpful.
Very well. I'll give you any advice I can while you're here.
We appreciate it, Mr. Grimwood. So, do you have any insight on this? At this point, there's no evidence of Minth engaging in any unlawful activity, at least as far as we can tell. Is there something we're missing?
I do have one idea.
Eh?
Damn, already? Possibly. An Erebonian contact of mine once provided me with some reference material for a very similar case. Though I can't say the circumstances are an exact match.
Any lead that could help us with the investigation is a good one. If you think this other case is worth mentioning, we'd be happy to hear about it.
Very well. I can hardly refuse you all. From what I can recall, several years ago, a man visited the estate of an Erebonian baron. He introduced himself as Rittner, an enterprising businessman working for a famous brewing company. Rittner presented the baron with an opportunity to become rich beyond his wildest dreams, and quickly at that. He proposed that the baron's barley fields, which had been passed down on the family for generations, be used to establish a brewery. The facilities would be constructed on the barony, and his family would be responsible for managing them. That was the idea, anyway.
Hold on a second.
What you're telling us is awfully reminiscent of what's going down in Amorica.
The baron accepted the deal and signed Rittner's contract. Then, under the pretense of constructing the brewery, the fields and a portion of the baron's land were temporarily transferred to Rittner. Moreover, the baron converted his assets into capital for the sake of getting the business off the ground. However, Rittner soon disappeared with both the deeds and the capital, never to be seen again.
Really?
Hell? The baron and his family panicked after suddenly losing contact with Rittner. At the time, they had no idea the gravity of what was about to unfold. To their shock and surprise, they learned that Rittner had sold the deeds to a third party. The land was to be repurposed into a villa resort. Today, it stands as part of a suburb instead. In the end, the baron's family racked up a substantial debt. Before long, they had lost their entire territory. With that, the family was stripped of their rank, and they vanished without trace. Damn, that's one hell of a story.
The man that conned them into giving up their property and so it ran under their noses. Who would even do such a thing?
Your investigation immediately reminded me of that case. One person lies to earn another's trust, or running off with a large fortune. It's a common strategy for committing fraud.
Fraud? If this case is similar, the Minth may not be a Quincy Company employee at all. He would simply be a con man trying to swindle Amorica for all they're worth.
Precisely. I can't say for certain, but that's the case here, but I'm concerned it might be.
I agree. There are too many parallels between that story and our case.
It'd be best if we shifted our focus as to investigating this as a potential act of fraud. It changes the kind of leads we should be looking into. Exactly. As far as Minth goes, there are two major areas that stand out to me as suspicious. First, that plan of his. We need to find out whether or not he's actually done anything to establish this Amorcan hunting company. We could probably find that out by following the Mira Trail. You'd have to apply for a bank loan to open a business in Crossbell. If it's all a sham, then we'll need to find evidence. We'll find all the evidence we need at the IBC. The other point of concern is whether Minth's actually an employee of the Quincy Company. The Quincy Company's headquarters are in Crossbell, though, so that'll be a bit tougher to ferret out. Well, maybe it'll help with that. We should try stopping by my grandfather's home. The McDowell estate. Why? There should be a brochure about the Quincy Company there. It outlines how the company operates. We may be able to find some useful information.
Something like that? What's something like that doing in your Gramps pad, Mademoiselle?
Well, because I happen to enjoy making sweets, alright? I once took an interest in the Quincy Company, so I ordered one of their brochures. Last I recall, it was on a shelf in my old bedroom. Then again, I doubt a simple brochure would have all the information we need.
I wouldn't be so quick to discount the possibility. It's official Quincy Company material. You might be able to find something that conflicts with what Minnis said. It never hurts to cover all your bases.
Agreed. Let's drop by the McDowell estate too and see how that pans out. Thanks for all the invaluable advice, Mr. Grimwood. Because of you, we finally have some leads to chase down.
Always happy to be of service. Just to confirm, you said you were using the Hayworth residence as a base of operations, yes?
Yeah, we are.
Very well then. I'll lend you my help with this case for as long as time permits me. Though unfortunately, I can't make any promises given my other responsibilities.
It's not a problem at all. You've already helped us immensely. It's nice having a professional in the neighborhood we can lean on.
I'll try and meet with you at the Hayworths later. Good luck with your investigation until then.
Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. Okay, let's get this investigation underway. To start, we need to go to the IBC and look into Minnis' plan regarding the Armorican Honey Company. It'll be a good idea to swing by the McDowell estate for that brochure too. Something in there might contradict Minnis' words. That gives us a total of 2 leads to follow up on.
Roger. We won't rest until we find that evidence.
Let's get moving, shall we? Alright, in that case, first easiest one would be to go to the residential district. Sorry, I'm checking something. Isn't your room here? Where is your room? I don't know where your room is, buddy. Now that I think about it, I don't actually know which room is yours. Which room is yours? This one.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. This is the Quincy Company brochure I mentioned earlier.
Damn, they even had this sucker bound. Can't say they didn't put any effort into the thing.
They have ample resources to do so, considering the size of the company. Whatever is written inside should be sufficiently credible. Then it's a good thing we stopped by for it.
Alright, let's take a closer look inside. As the leader in confectionery manufacturing, the Quincy Company strives tirelessly toward its next innovation. This brochure aims to briefly introduce the methods and creeds that drive our passion. We believe the key aspect of any confectionery is its taste. Otherwise, how could anyone enjoy it? With this belief as a core tenet, the Quincy Company refuses to compromise on the quality of its products. Our factories are fitted with the latest equipment and operate with the utmost attention to hygiene. Here at the Quincy Company, we are particular not just about the quality of our ingredients, but where they are sourced as well. Our product development pipeline, too, is run with the strictest of standards. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go to the market. Only then can they reach the product line. This has been a Quincy Company tradition since its founding, such that we may deliver our valuable customers nothing less than the finest confectionaries to enjoy. It is this commitment to excellence that has made the Quincy Company the exceptional confectioner it is today. Well, I'm not sure what we were expecting. It's all just your typical corporate double talk.
Did anybody manage to find a contradiction between this and something that Minith has said?
Not in particular. Maybe coming here for this brochure was a waste of time after all. Actually, I did notice something. Take a drink of water.
You did.
Okay, you just activated the old detective mode and bam, right? No, don't leave us hanging. What'd you find?
If you remember what Minith told us at the hotel yesterday, the answer is obvious. Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. It's only a passing remark, but it still comes into major conflict with what's written in this brochure. Enough to prove that he isn't, in fact, an employee of the Quincy Company to begin with.
You got that much out of this one little pamphlet?
That's right. You see, if Minith... Sorry to cut you off, but where's the fun in spoiling it all now? Bruh. What are you talking about?
Well, if I'm being honest, it's annoying that you're the only one who's figured it out. So why not give the rest of us a chance and save it for when we interrogate Minith?
Wazzy, this is an investigation, not some kind of game.
I agree with Wazzy, actually. Your hypothesis might not be accurate after all. As a precaution, we shouldn't let ourselves be swayed by a mere hunch. Not to mention, I don't appreciate you stealing the spotlight with your detective mode, as Randy put it.
Bro! What the hell? Why do I get the feeling that second comment was the real reason she didn't want me to share? Fine, if you two insist. Instead, I want you all to consider everything we've learned so far. I'll summarize the main points of the brochure in the detective notebook. All that's left is for us to visit the IBC. We'll see what we can find out there.
Lead the way.
Gosh dang it. Ah, dang it. Alright, IBC time. Wait. Itchy. Trying to scratch something while using my thigh to hold the run button.
Hello again, SSS. What can I do for you today?
Well, we'd like to ask for the IBC's cooperation with an investigation we're working on.
Will it be possible for you to do an account search for us, Lumpe? We're hoping to look into some suspicious mirror transfers from a certain depositor. You want me to pull up private information on one of our clients, then? Doing so is within company policy if it's related to a criminal inquiry. But would you mind telling me the details of the situation first?
Not a problem. Here you go.
I see. I believe I understand the circumstances now. Will this be sufficient? Will this be sufficiently probable cause for us to conduct a search? Cracking down on these kind of things is in the bank's best interest too. Fraud would damage your reputation. You are correct, and this is related to a legitimate investigation. I can help, but you'll have to settle with me simply telling you what I pull up on my terminal screen here.
That's more than enough. If you would, please.
Very well. First, let me search for an account registered under the name Minith. American Honey Company, subsidiary of the Quincy Company. There we are. We do indeed have an account opened under that name. Hold on. What happened? Did you find something incriminating? Well, I don't have the authority to tell you the exact balance on record, but I will say that the American Honey Company has no more than the minimum deposit in its account.
What does that mean?
Basically, corporate accounts require an initial sum of capital to open. In this case, the base amount is all there is. From what you've told me, that would leave tens of thousands of mirror unaccounted for.
Oh.
Minith has the construction of the factory, management of the fields, and more to cover.
I see. So he only put in enough to where the count exists. But that's it. I see.
It's simply impossible for any minimum deposit to be capable of financing all of it. That much is clear. And despite him holding the tiles to land and sign several deals, the balance hasn't changed a single time. It's suspicious to say the very least. By which I mean, this account appears to have been made for the sole purpose of gaining Derek's trust. Things clearly aren't adding up here in more ways than one.
Yeah, this is just the kind of evidence we needed. We appreciate your cooperation, Lanfei.
Not at all. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Should you ever require anything more, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, now we have material on every suspicious aspect of Minith and his plan. Let's make our way back to the Hayworth residence.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry if my voicing of the characters is off right now. Hopefully I'll be able to figure it out again. It would also be nice if I could stop yawning. Hello.
Oh, it's the SSS. There you all are.
Mr. Grimwood, I'm glad you can make it. Did you just get back yourself, Mr. Hayworth?
Yes, I finished asking my business associates about the matter at hand. How did things go on your end?
We were able to round up a few leads thanks to Mr. Grimwood.
How about you, Mr. Hayworth?
I did just the same, and Amanda was speaking. You see, I'm not quite sure what to make of it all.
Well, you went through the trouble of digging up that info, so you may as well share with the rest of the class. Agreed. The information may be beneficial to our investigation.
I suppose you're right. I asked my business associates if the name Minith rang any bells, having never heard of it myself. What they informed me is that he's been making inquiries into a certain market since arriving in Crossbell.
And what market would that be?
Land prices in various locations throughout Crossbell. Land prices?
He sounds more like a real estate agent at this point. Why would a Quincy company employee even need that kind of information?
The answer to that just might be instrumental in helping us figure out Min's true objective here.
You think so?
This certainly is something worth considering. Incidentally, I may have discovered something else of note since we last saw one another. Did I just hear a scream behind me? I swear I thought I just heard a scream downstairs. Huh?
Harold, Chief Tola, could I ask you to help me find something in my office?
At your office, Ian?
I don't mind, but is it important?
Well, it isn't substantial enough to prove anything in and of itself. We may be able to use it as the final nail in the coffin once you've pinned Minth down.
You got something like that up your sleeve, Crazy Grim.
It's possibly, but we may not make it in time, so please don't wait for us. You ought to get to our market village as quick as you can. If Minth is a criminal like we think he is, then his plan could very well be in the final stages as we speak. I'm confident, however, that the evidence you have on hand will be enough for you to solve the case. Best of luck, SSS.
Got it. Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. I don't even remember the voice I gave the other guy. Minth, I mean. Okay, guys, off to Amorca. It's time to reveal Minth's true colors and stop his phony deals dead in their tracks.
Right.
Alright, let's get to the garage. Ride the car. There is an extra 4 detective points you can get, apparently, according to my guide. So, we're gonna get all of them. Alright. Damn it, did they already close the deal? Hey, what's going on?
You six again.
The special support section.
Derek, Minth, we have a few things we'd like to ask. What kind of agreements were you hoping to conduct today?
Milling my affairs on my father's behalf again, are you?
Please, Derek, there's no harm in answering their questions. After all, plans are already been set into motion.
And what do you mean by that?
Right before you all arrived, Derek and I finished signing the requisite paperwork. In doing so, we have arranged to expand the operations of the Lewis fields lent to me by the villagers. The Quincy Company will then take over the management of the fields.
What? You signed away the rights to almost all the village's agriculture? Is this really what you want, Derek?
What are you talking about? Nothing is changing. I'm only transferring management to the fields to him.
Yes, of course. It's quite simple, really. With my company harvesting the honey, we'll be able to streamline production of the candy. Temporary transfer of the land rights of my company is a necessary first step to facilitate the process.
What a crafty bastard.
His scheme has reached its final phase, which means...
Now then, Derek, I'll be delivering this contract to our main office. I'll be in touch to come tomorrow. Look forward to good news.
That's great. I'll be waiting.
Lloyd!
Can't let him get away. Before you go, Minth, we have a few more questions. And what might they be? Well, for starters, are you aware of the allegations leveled against you? Primary of which, of course, is suspicion of fraud.
What? That's absurd. How dare you insult Minth like that?
Oh, no, Derek, please calm yourself.
Minth?
A special support section, was it? What could possibly make you suspect me of being a common criminal? Surely you have some manner of proof of your claim. That we do. Intriguing. Why don't you tell me all about it, then? But first, let me remind you that I am an Imperial citizen. If it turns out that your allegations are indeed entirely baseless, I will do whatever I must to right that indignity, police officers though you may be. That's fine with us?
Lloyd!
Don't worry, Ellie. Let me handle this. Based on our investigation, there's no doubt in my mind that Minth is guilty. I'm going to expose him as the fraud he is and show Derek the truth. Oh, very glib. If that's how you want to play this, then go right ahead. I'll answer anything you like. Well, your first question. Great. About your actions in Crossbell. There's a contradiction between what you've said and what you've done. Could you please recount your actions for me?
A contradiction?
Very well. Since arriving in Crossbell, I've been cooperating with Derek to advance our plans. Said plan will result in the formation of the Almorcan Honey Company, a subsidiary of the Quincy Company. It will specialize in producing candy made from Almorca's high-quality honey, combined with my company's acumen, is a surefire success. The venture has already been approved by the city and is just about prepared to launch. Tell me, what is so contradictory about that? Well, everything. This plan is more like a charade from where I'm standing. Our investigations have uncovered a key discrepancy in what you just said. You see, Minth. The contradiction is that the plan is underway. I don't think it is. The records we look into the IBC reveal your mistake. You say this plan is prepared to launch, but in reality, it hasn't made any progress at all.
The IBC? What are you talking about?
Consider this. If the Quincy Company truly did intend to go through with this plan in Crossbell, it would need a loan from the IBC to fund the construction and development of the subsidiary.
Well, yes, of course. I registered a company with the city and opened a corporate account.
But that's as far as you went, isn't it? The account for the Amorcan Honey Company contained no more than the minimum balance required to open it. While we weren't told the exact amount, I would speculate that's only in the tens of thousands of Mira. Just how are you planning to build a factory and run a business with so little starting capital?
You looked into my IBC account. This can't be true, can it, Minith? Please don't misunderstand, Derek. I never said there was any credence to their claims. I'm merely commenting on the audacity it takes to do something so invasive.
Forget that. Explain why there's hardly any mirror in that account.
Being an executive of the company, I must be especially judicious when moving money around. As such, I can't take out a loan on behalf of the Quincy Company. Of course, I'll be securing one from the IBC once I've received permission from the main office. Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
A debt evasion.
Don't count us out just yet. I can tell Minith is getting frustrated. If we continue to press him and pile on the evidence, we can get him to crack.
That look on your face tells me you have something more to ask.
It just so happens that I do. That was far from our only point of contention about you, Mr. Minith.
You're still not satisfied? Don't let them rattle you, Derek. This will be a good opportunity for me to clear your mind of any and all doubt.
Next, I'd like to ask about you, Minith. You say that you're an executive of the Quincy Company. But is that really true?
Wait, what are you implying? Are you trying to say that Minith is an associate with the Quincy Company at all?
That's what our evidence points to.
Oh, goodness me. I didn't expect you to say something so outlandish. How about I show you my business card and employee ID?
Those articles could be easily forged.
Regardless, we have evidence that would supersede either of those. And we found it in the Quincy Company informational brochure.
Informational brochure? Oh yeah, the one in Mademoiselle's room.
We record the main points in the detective notebook. The brochure comes directly from the Quincy Company's main office, so there's no doubt as to its authenticity. What's more, there's a clear discrepancy between its contents and what you told us yesterday.
What I told you?
That's right. Something you mentioned made it clear to us that you aren't the executive you claim to be. Hey, it's your dislike of sweets. That doesn't... Allow me to quote a statement you made yesterday. Despite working for the company, I've never been one for sweets. Do you deny this fact?
Lloyd, how exactly is that relevant?
That's right, I don't care for sweets. What of it? Are you trying to say that someone who dislikes sweets couldn't possibly work for a confectionery company?
A confectionery company in general, maybe. But not this one in particular.
What are you on about? Who you work for? The confectionery police department?
This is what was written in the brochure. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives, who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go to market. Isn't that curious?
What does that... Wait!
It doesn't make sense that somebody like Minith who dislikes sweets would be hired by a company like Quincy, not with a tradition like that. Wouldn't you agree?
That's... No, I mean, I never said I hated sweets.
That's not going to work on us. You admitted to not liking them in this very conversation. How stupid do you think we are? So that raises the question, why would you lie about being an executive of the Quincy Company? It's simple. You intend to gain Derek's trust by ripping him off. That's the only deduction I can make based on the evidence.
As for the confectioner seeking to make use of our Marcus honey, the Quincy Company was merely a name with weight to it, one that Myth threw around as a show of credibility.
Myth, what is the meaning of this? You tricked me! Derek, don't allow yourself to be deceived by these scoundrels.
Which is cause?
I mean, think about it for a second. Let's say, for argument's sake, I did come to Amorca Village for the purpose of founding a fraudulent honey company. If that being the case, I had an ulterior motive in deceiving my very good new friend Derek, then what was it? Why would I go to such ridiculous lengths? If you have no proof to back your claims, then you have no right to call me a fraud. You should arrest yourselves for slander.
We do bear the burden of proof, as well as providing a viable motive.
As far as the motive goes, I think I have a pretty good idea.
What?
Are you sure, Lloyd? I barely even started untangling everything that's going on here.
Don't worry, I've got this. The person who points in the right direction today also went to retrieve the final piece of evidence we need. The last piece of the puzzle to oust Minith once and for all.
Quit with the mumbling. If you have something to say, then out with it.
With pleasure. You went to all these lengths to deceive this village with one goal in mind. To seize away the land rights. Your true objective here is obtaining the land rights to Armorca village itself. A trader we know by named Harold Hayworth gave us some information about you. Immediately after arriving in Crossbell, you, Minith, started looking into land prices throughout the state. If you were an employee by the Quincy Company in search of a new business venture, this would make no sense. So why do it? I can only think of one possibility. Seizing land was your aim from the very start.
It was? Of all the outrageous schemes.
There's more to it. Armorca village is surrounded by scenic beauty, making it a high-value location. Suppose the deeds were sold to a third party as prime real estate for a villa resort. How much mirror do you think they would go for?
A land like this? I would estimate somewhere in the tens of millions of Mira. That said, I don't think the villagers would ever agree to such an arrangement.
Exactly. That's what made this whole fraudulent ruse, painstaking as it was, a necessity. Now, if we assume your motive was to obtain the land itself, your actions become that much more clear. First, you obtain the rights to the Lotus Fields, the farmland, and the village's private property. Then, under the pretext of returning to your company's main office, you vanish from Crossbell entirely. Finally, you sell the deeds on the black market and pocket the hefty sum of mirror they're worth. That, Minith, has been your plan the entire time.
Minith, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Lloyd!
Who? Set? Oh, what?
Thank goodness. It looks like we made it in time. Derek. Father. Mr. Hayworth.
Aren't you from Mr. Grimwood's office? Yeah, the kid.
I'm his assistant, Pete. He would have come himself, but he had to go back to drafting Constitution. Did you come with evidence?
That we did. Ian said this would prove to be useful insurance.
You're going to want to take a look at this.
A photograph for everyone to see. It was of a man who looked like a merchant with the same face as Minith's. Eh? The man in the picture is...
Why you have this?
A reporter Mr. Grimwood knew in the Empire gave it to him a long time ago. However, the name on this photo isn't Minith, it's Rittner.
Oh, hello, Rittner.
Rittner? I feel like we heard that name recently. Ah, I remember. It's the name of the man who sold the Erebonian Baron's land. The one Mr. Grimwood told us about.
Oh yeah, that dude.
That's right. I asked Ian about it again, and he said there's no mistaking it. Yeah, this is a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Neither was I. Lloyd, why don't you do Minith the honors? Tell him the only thing this photo can mean. With pleasure. Alright, Minith. Actually, no, sorry. The reason the man before us, Minith, and the man in the photo, Rittner, look identical is... they're the same person. Hi, Rittner. Minith and Rittner are one and the same. That's the only explanation. And it's because they're the same person that their MOs are such a close match.
Miss Grimwood came to the same conclusion. The man must have been swindling down to an exact orbital science.
You're a crook, Minith. As such, you'll be charged with attempted fraud. This is, of course, on top of the fraud you previously committed in Erebonia.
I can only guess how many skeletons we'll find in your closet when we're done with you.
I'd very much like to hear all the details in the department's interrogation room.
Damn you! I'm a professional. My work must be flawless. You meddlesome brats!
Minith.
Don't get too full of yourself just yet. You may have won this time, but I won't be apprehended so easily.
What?
Come, my lovely beast!
Huh?
You're kidding me! What the? Are you kidding me?
What?
Monsters!
They appear to be well trained, too.
These cougars. Don't friggin' tell me. Is it friggin', Red Constellation?
No. Derek!
Chitola, it's too dangerous.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know precisely what I'm doing, hence why I'm doing it. Oh, don't think for even a second about trying to fight me. That is unless you don't value the lives of Derek and the villagers. Now step aside if you would.
Damn you.
Very well. We shall never meet again. Damn it.
Derek!
Damn it. We can't just let him escape.
After him.
Get over here!
No. He managed to get away. I've never been so frustrated. Can't believe a spineless coward like him gave us a slip.
At least none of the villagers were hurt. Let's look at the silver lining.
That's a mess. If we come across him again, he won't be so lucky. For now, though, let's regroup with Chief Total and the villagers so we can report what's happened.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Those were red constellation beasts, weren't they?
I can't thank you enough for all you've done today. It's no exaggeration to say you saved this village from the clutches of that con man.
Though he still got away in the end.
Yes, but now the department knows to keep a lookout for him. It should be only a matter of time before he's caught.
Derek, I made a grave mistake, and I put everyone through so much trouble just so they could fix it. I let that man rope me into a scheme, and it nearly cost us all our livelihoods.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not the one who's
Wrong. It's my fault completely. No two ways about it. I was so desperate to fix and reform Amorica that I ignored my father and almost drove him into the ground instead. I had no right to become the next village chief.
That's where you're wrong.
Father?
I've been so stuck in the old ways that I never tried to hear your proposals for what they were. I've known the village will go under if we maintain our current course, and yet I've done nothing. It's my inaction that drove you to do this. Thus, I must bear a large share of the responsibility for letting it happen.
That's very admirable of you, Chief Tota.
Thanks to this crisis, I have finally realized where I went wrong. The welfare of this village cannot hinge entirely on the ideology of a single stubborn old man. So instead, Derek, I would ask that you provide me your input as well. We will each contribute our ideas and discuss them with the villagers. That's the only way we can ensure a future for Amorca.
You're right. I'm so sorry, Father. From here on out, I'm going to dedicate myself to the betterment of the village.
I'm happy the two of you were able to reconcile.
Same.
Makes almost losing your whole village to some crook worth it, wouldn't you say?
Bruh. Wazzy.
Put a sock in it, Wazzy. Learn how to read a room.
I'm really sorry about him. I swear we've tried everything.
At any rate, we owe you all an enormous debt, so allow me to express my thanks once more. I also owe my gratitude to Mr. Grimwood. It's a shame he couldn't be here.
Pass your things on to Mr. Grimwood and let him know what happened.
Even if I only played a minor role, I'm glad I could be of assistance. Look forward to our continued partnership, Chief Toda.
Same to you, Harold.
If you could, keep a lookout for Minith just in case he returns. And of course, you can always contact the SSS if you ever need our assistance.
Hopefully it'll never be for anything related to this ordeal again. We'll be sure to keep you in mind.
One born every minute completed. That was a fun little side quest. So in total, that side quest should give us 8 detective points. Alright, in that case, let's see what the next side quest we can do is. The next side quest is Package Pandemonium. Sorry. Okay, so actually, hang on. There's actually a note, a note added to this side quest, the Package Pandemonium one, being that it says, note, finishing this subquest will prevent you from accessing the antique shop until the next day. If you need something from there, purchase it now before finishing the quest. Okay, that's good to know. Some packages had their addresses mixed up by mistake and they were delivered to the wrong places. We need some assistance getting them all to the right recipients. Kind of cross by our port for more details. Gotcha. I don't know if I actually need anything from an antique store. I mean, I'm also going to be real with you. What's the antique store? You got to keep your car. Say, about this orbital truck I bought from him. What do I do with it now?
If I remember right, you bought it for 50,000 mira, while the market value is closer to 500,000 mira.
That is a bit of a problem.
For the time being, it would probably be best if you turned it over to the police. Since it was sold and purchased through a legitimate transaction, it will probably be given back to you in the end. True, though whether the truck is legal in the first place will need to be investigated as well.
Alright, I'll go contact the police then.
I mean, best case scenario, you might get a cheap truck.
Worst case scenario, you got no truck.
はい到着しました
Alright, in that case, next up, again, the side quest. What is the antique shop? I'm gonna be real with you. I do not remember what the antique shop is. Antique shop? Is the antique shop this shop down here? Are we talking about this one? No, this is the exchange shop. Is there anything I can make? I can make steel wrist. Mystic stole, sorry. Cool necklace. Why do I not remember the antique shop? What is the antique shop again? Has it been so long that I've completely forgotten? Honestly, that wouldn't really surprise me, but don't freaking know. We're just gonna do the side quest. Evidently, if I don't remember it, then it's probably not that important. We are gonna save, though, just in case I'm wrong. Anyways, you... Nope. Over here now. Hey! The Copwood Delivery Service. Excuse me, are you with the Copwood Delivery Service?
Yeah, I am. Who are you guys?
We're with the Special Support Section of the Crossbell Police. We came to speak with you about a support request you submitted.
Oh, so it's you! Thanks a bunch. I'm in a real bind here. The job's going to take a while to complete, though. Are you ready to start now?
Let's do it. Of course, you can count on us.
Request about some misdelivered packages, right? Yeah, and boy, were they misdelivered. See, our company delivers parcels to places all over the continent. Unfortunately, we made an error while we were here in Crossbell. Several packages were listed with incorrect addresses by our staff and sent to the wrong locations.
That does sound like a problem. How does a mistake happen to multiple... How does such a mistake happen to multiple packages at once?
Well, our president's a little bit of a scatterbrain, to put it nicely. This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. One time even mixed up a shipping label with a letter from a friend.
I remember that door.
Wow, it doesn't sound like your president's the most meticulous person out there.
I won't deny it, but he's a good man. When we had nowhere to go, he took us in with open arms. Sorry, I got off topic there. Long story short, I need you to help straighten out all the packages that ended up at the wrong addresses. We usually have a local shipping company handle the cargo once it gets to Crossbell State, so I have no idea where I was going.
Sounds simple enough. Do you happen to have a bead on where all those errant deliveries are?
Yeah, according to what I have here. A parcel intended for St. Ursula Hospital ended up in Maine's Derzigel Inn. What St. Ursula received instead was originally bound for a private home in the residential district. I'd like for you to go to each of those places, reclaim the misdelivered packages, and get them to their rightful recipients. Oh, and you're also going to need these.
Fragile package. Shipping label. I take it this is the package that was supposed to go to Derzigel?
And this shipping label was the one to be attached in this...
Why am I having so much trouble talking with Tio? I need water.
In the shipping label that was supposed to be attached to the one that was delivered to St. Ursula.
That's right. So first off, deliver this little parcel to Derzigel Inn. Then the package there should go to St. Ursula Hospital, which means you'll have to swap with them with, You know, the more I try to sort this out in my head, the more confusing it gets.
Basically, we just need to exchange and redeliver the packages in order.
Yes, do that. Sorry, I know this is a mess, but I'm counting on your help.
Don't worry. I think we can handle it. Let's start by going to Derzigel and Mainz first.
This is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it?
You know it. You know it, gamer. Alright, first off, get back to the car. That is not the car. Ride the car, go to Mainz Mining Village. So we're looking for a Norma here. Is Norma the woman here?
Hey, this isn't the kids from the police. Y'all looking to book a room with us?
Not quite. We came to ask about a case we're working on.
Have you received any strange packages recently by any chance? Strange packages? Oh, as a matter of fact, the most peculiar delivery came in earlier. Why would anyone thought to send it to us? I can't even begin to guess.
do you happen to know something about it? Sorry, I was...
Shep,
Well, actually, here's a situation. Oh, so that's what happened. So the package we received was supposed to go to St. Ursula then. No wonder it was chock full of scalpels and such. I can only imagine how disconcerting it was when it finally arrived. You don't know half of it. Luca got so spooked she was hellbound throwing them out with the trash tomorrow. It's a good thing we made it in time. Here, let me give you the package you were supposed to receive. Here you go. Thank you very much. Now let's have a look-see. Yep, these are the library and drinking glass I ordered a while back. I'm positive this package is ours.
That'd be a service.
Now then, can we please have the package that was misdelivered to you? Of course, give me a moment. Here you are. I trust you'll get that to the hospital, or it should be. Heavy package. Thanks, we will. Alright, let's drop by St. Ursula Hospital next. We should inquire at the reception desk. Shall we? You see, a hospital suddenly has 1 billion scalpels. What am I supposed to do? Huh? Use them as knives for cutting food. Alright, receptionist. Hello there. Welcome back to St. Ursula Hospital Special Support Section. What can we do for you today? About that, Sarah. There's something we need to ask you. It concerns one of our requests. Here's the situation. Oh, so that's what that package was. Our nurse admin, Martha, was racking her brain over it. She thought maybe your nurse made a mistake with the purchase order. A mistake, you say? Yes, it happens. One of our, clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. Did she know? So does that mean the package is currently in the nurse's station? Yes, it should be. Feel free to go to the second floor and have a look for yourself.
Oh, here's open.
It really makes your heart go out to the poor nurse who was falsely accused. Just a little. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Alright. Let me in.
I can't stop yawning.
Honestly, Saron, you should have be old enough to know better than this. Why is it that you can't even place a simple order without making these mistakes?
No. There's gotta be some other explanation. It's just that's Mayfa. She even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries, but I got the numbers right, and before I got the numbers right, but we did eventually.
Things Mayfa has to put up with. You're so lucky she's fond of you.
Barnus, did something happen?
Oh, hello, SSS. Saron here was tasked with placing an order for medical supplies, but we ran into a problem of sorts. The package I arrived didn't have any supplies. Instead, it had some sort of worn-out doll inside, gosh knows why. Mind you, this isn't Saron's first offense. Earlier this year, she botched an order of bed seats, too.
Oh, wait, is that why during the side quest in Zero, there was just a container that just had like a bunch of random stuff in it? Come on, why don't you believe me? I'm telling you, I know I got it right. Lloyd, are you thinking the same thing I am? Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
What are you two referring to?
Well, we might know a thing or two about what happened here. Here's the situation.
A misdelivery? So the package we received was never meant for us to begin with?
That's right. We're currently in the middle of sorting it all out. Would this happen to be the package you were expecting?
It appears so. Here's the medical tools I placed an order for. Thank you for coming all this way to deliver them to us, SSS. I suppose I owe you an apology, Saron. I hope you can forgive me. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that. It's all water under the bridge now, as long as you're still not mad at me. Oh, I almost forgot. I should have put it somewhere in here.
Inside the... Saron dug around inside the package to look for something. Huh? Ah, there it is! My new Kagemaru strap! Since we already placed an order, I figured I might as well add this to the package too. Isn't it just adorable?
Saron, perhaps we're going to need to have another talk after all.
Bruh. Sorry to interrupt, but if you wouldn't mind, could we take the package you received by mistake? We'll make sure it gets to the right person.
Of course. Just give me a moment. Yeah, there it is. Be careful with it now.
Small trunk. Thanks, we'll take care of it from here. Let's see, according to the shipping label that Aaron gave us, this package was meant for a private address in the residential district.
Now all you have to do is deliver it and the request is complete.
The residential district? It must be one of the homes near Speaker McDowell's then. Do you recognize this address, Ellie? Let me take a closer look. Huh?
I think I do, but this address, if I'm not mistaken, it's the empty house to the right of Representative Campbell's.
Oh, you mean the one that's locked up? What? Wait, isn't it the house people kept saying was haunted 10 years back?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah? What's going on? Someone moved in recently?
I couldn't really say for sure.
Only way to find out is to head there ourselves. Let's go deliver the package.
Is it spooky? Haunted? Disturbing?
Right, car. I also cannot for the life of me stop yawning, and it's getting on my last nerve. Let's also make sure we save right here. Can we just go in? This is definitely the address.
You're right, but
Hello?
This place doesn't exactly feel lived in, you know what I mean? Did someone mess up?
maybe the sender wrote down the wrong address? It's possible.
Even if they did, this delivery ship doesn't actually have a list of recipient, only a destination. Either way, we aren't going to find out anything for sure unless we ask. Theo? What's wrong, Theo?
Nothing.
Hold on, look. What's up? It's open. It's open. It was a little ajar, so I thought it might be. Well, we may as well show ourselves in and see if someone really did order this. Yeah, I guess so. Theo? Does Theo sense somebody? Hello? Excuse us, is anyone home?
What I tell you, no one lives here.
That's definitely the address listed on the delivery slip. Front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you?
Who? Hi.
Huh? A girl?
Oh, excuse us, little girl. Are you the only one home? We're here to deliver a package and...
Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come on in.
What?
That kid was so excited she didn't even let you finish. Looks to me like we found our recipient. She's clearly expecting a delivery after all. That's odd, though. If there really was a little girl living here, I'm sure I'd have heard of it.
Don't know what to tell you. You meant to squirt 10 seconds ago, same as the rest of us did. So what was going on here?
Wish I had a good answer for that. For now, let's follow her in and see where it leads. Maybe she can give us a better idea what the story with this place is. Is she a ghost? Well, here's the package you ordered, I think. Here you go.
Yay, she's finally come home. Upsy daisy.
That's one raggedy doll. He's one of those famous antiques. You know, the one from Rosenberg's studio.
I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me.
It looks like her. So this doll, did it used to be one of yours, maybe?
She's not she's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? Is she now? Well, thank goodness we were able to reunite the two of you then. Thank you, everyone. If you don't mind, I'm going to take her back to our bedroom.
Am I the only one who feels completely lost about this? You're not.
It doesn't seem like anyone else is home either. No parents or anything.
What's wrong, Theo?
Nothing. It's only my imagination, I think.
Hey, who's in here?
Someone's at the front door now.
Another guest, perhaps? Her parents don't seem to be home, so maybe we should answer for her.
Yeah, good call. Oh! Hey, it's you. Melda.
Well, if it isn't the SSS, what are you doing in a place like this?
We came on police business.
What brings you all the way out here from your antique shop?
Oh, your shop's the antique store.
Police business? What the devil for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. That's what I'm doing here. I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. What's the matter? You look as if you just saw a ghost.
We might have.
Alright, what's the big idea here? Even if Mel's telling the truth about using this place for storage space, how do I explain the creepy little girl we just handed that doll to?
Good question. We could always ask her ourselves. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this.
Right, there has to be. I'm pretty sure she went into that back door just past the living room.
What? Are you screwed on tonight? I just told you no one lives here.
Hello? Where'd you go? Where'd the little girl go?
Think she's on somewhere?
Lloyd, look at those.
Huh? She was also a doll! What do you mean? Dolls? I recognize the one we just delivered, but... The other one... It looks just like the girl we spoke to.
I think the law of you owe me an explanation here, wouldn't you say? Now spit it! Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing?
I don't think that's how it worked, but I'll try to explain. Here's a package.
I see. Turns out what he said had a grain of truth in it after all.
Who?
What are you talking about?
I purchased one of those 2 dolls while traveling abroad many years back. They were said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They were a set of twins, so 2 dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with it all per se, but strangely, I can never convince anyone to even consider buying it.
What does that last part have to do with anything?
For a detective, you're astonishingly dim. The point is, you were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious girl who resembles the first. What I'm saying is perhaps that doll came to life and summoned her twin to her, no?
That's ridiculous!
A certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Perhaps that old fogey was onto something this whole time.
Every doll has its own destiny. I do remember Meister Jorg saying some to that effect.
Are you telling us that the girl we spoke to was the ghost of this doll? I refuse to believe it. The veracity of the claim aside, there's a substantial concentration of spiritual energy in this building. I can sense the presence of the 3 higher elements, too, the way I could at the Moon Temple and Stargazer's Tower.
So it was just a straight-up ghost!
In other words, what we witnessed may have been a spiritual phenomenon of sorts. A spiritual phenomenon?
That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. Man, this would be a hell of a lot easier if we were all just hallucinating. But if Teotat says there's something to it, I'm not gonna tell her otherwise.
You're kidding, right? I don't want to believe any of this.
My, but it's fun to watch you all shiver and tremble yourself silly. At the end of the day, whether or not you put any stock into the blatherings of that reclusive doll fanatic is up to you. But one thing is for certain.
And that is?
Now those sisters are reunited, they can finally find a proper home. By which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line.
It's always about the money, huh, old hag? Anyway, that wraps up this request, I think. Let's go back and report to the Copwood Delivery Service employee.
Right, the sooner we leave this house of horrors, the better.
Hey, looks like you managed to get all the packages where they need to go. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks, Special Sports Section.
It was no problem.
So, not that it's any of my business, but... Is she okay? Her face is kind of pale.
It could have been. We didn't talk to... Did we?
I guess she's still a little bit haunted by the experience.
I don't blame her.
Give her some time and she'll be fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it too much.
If you say so. Anyway, I best get going now. If I ever need help in Crossbow again, I'll let you know.
Call us anytime.
We'll be happy to assist.
Poor Elle. Well, now, before we do anything, we're actually going to head straight back to that house. There we go. Hello. Magazine entitled Monthly Car Mania Volume 3. Deep paintwork. Tender Loving Car. Tender Loving Car. Oop, it's over here. All Orbital car customization options. So we have no more options for car customization. Let's go see what the deep color looks like. Customize. Deep paintwork. It looks nice. It kind of makes me think of the color that Croy's car had. I like it. We'll take it for now. Alright. The guide I had just decided to reset itself for some reason. Thanks, game. Or guide. Okay, so... let's see. Let's go to... Mains.
目的地を選んでください。お安いご用です。お待たせしました。
There's a hidden quest we can do. To do it, we need to go to Mains and go into the inn into one of the rooms. We'll find a certain face there. Hello? Aha! Mr. Nielsen.
Ah, is that you, Lloyd?
Yeah, hello again. I'm glad you remember me.
I never forget the voices of those I've had the pleasure of interviewing.
Is this man...
Yeah, he's that famous journer they met a while back.
That's right, Marcel Nielsen. What brings you to Mains, if I may ask?
I have an interview scheduled with Mayor Bixen, as it so happens. I'll be asking for his account on Maine's origins as a Septium mining village, as well as how it changed in the modern day. With the topic of independence looming over Crossbell, I thought it pertinent to reflect on the state's history.
Not a bad idea. That's a very insightful perspective to have, for lack of a better phrase.
I'll consider it a compliment. My circumstances do give me a penchant for taking things the long way around. But enough about me. I heard you all contributed to stopping the terrorist attack at the trade conference. With that in mind, I have the urge to interview you about the matter. Would you mind terribly? You see, there are several lingering questions I have regarding the motivations behind that attack. I suspect speaking with you all will help me uncover the meaning of it all.
The meaning behind the terrorist attack? That may be difficult to divulge.
Tio's right. Information about that case is restricted to members of the state government and police force. Even if we do take your questions, we'll be pretty limited in what we can disclose.
That's understandable and well within my expectations. Nevertheless, I believe there's still merit to be had in discussing the matter. What do you say?
Our last interview with him was definitely insightful. Participating in a second one could be a good idea if we have the time. Let's do it. Alright, we'll agree to your interview.
Splendid. Thank you for your time. Let's begin right away then.
Inside scoop, the terrorist attack.
Thank you all again for agreeing to this interview. Our topic of discussion is the recent terrorist attack that occurred at the West Samoa Trade Conference. To begin, I would like to confirm the identity of the perpetrators involved. Could you do that for me, Lloyd?
The Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia, at the anti-immigration faction from Calvard. It was neither. Actually, it was both. Two terrorist cells from within the major powers were working in conjunction with one another. One was the Imperial Liberation Front from Erebonia. The other was comprised of members of Calvard's anti-immigration faction.
That's right. Those were indeed the parties responsible. I refrain from delving into their backgrounds and founding principles. However, it's worth noting that the two groups have no history of collaboration, and yet they mounted a united front against the conference. I given to understand that they were abetted by a so-called society that had been also operating covertly in Libro.
Yeah, the Society of Ouroboros. Thinking back, the terrorists were making use of archaisms at the trade conference.
You know about the society, Mr. Nielsen?
I've come across their name before, yes. They're a bit of an enigma, to be certain. I take it your work has led to you learning of them as well? We've heard a thing or two.
And the more we hear, the shadier they seem to be.
At any rate, we can say definitively that their true aims are completely shrouded in mystery. Trying to deduce their objectives at this stage would be entirely in vain.
I'm inclined to agree with that.
Let's move on to the next topic then. I would like to review the intention and perspectives of the two major powers in regards to the attack. My sources tell me that each nation employed outside forces in secret. Both these forces contributed greatly to the resolution of the incident. What I find peculiar is that although the Empire and Republic foresaw the attack, they elected not to prevent it, leaving both terror groups at large. I have to wonder why that is. What do you suppose they were trying to achieve, Lloyd?
They were trying to contain opposing political factions. Each terrorist group was backed by a political faction that stands at odds with its respective country's leader. I think their top priority was to keep those two opposing factions in check. In Chancellor Osborne's case, he was looking to put pressure on the Erebonia's noble faction. As for President Rocksmith, he was looking to deter anyone who agrees with Calvert's radical nationalists.
I agree. It's the only logical explanation for why they allowed the terrorists to remain at large. As a result, the public ties turn in their favor. Citizens from either country are raising their voices against the aforementioned factions.
Political leverage, then, was the end goal.
On a separate note, Lloyd, you identified this as their top priority, did you not? I found that curious. Did you mean to imply that they had another objective in mind as well?
Well,
Lloyd.
yeah, I can imagine one other objective. I also think it was to gain a foothold for their advancement into Crossbell. Crossbell is in the crosshairs, so to speak. That much was clear as day when both leaders offered to station their troops in Crossbell at the conference.
Yes, and the terror attack fueled the narrative that Crossbell cannot keep its borders safe by itself. That only places further pressure on the state to accept their proposals. The non-aggression pact that Liberal introduced has essentially lost all power as a deterrent at this point. Moreover, Crossbell's independence proposal has placed it square in the Republic eye of both the Empire and the Republic, thereby redirecting the attention of either country's citizens away from their domestic conflicts and discontent. So even that was by design.
Yeah, I've heard of two birds with one stone, but this is more like I've drawn a flock with a boulder.
Thanks.
Now then, I see you've all considered this in just as much detail as I have. If you don't mind, I would like us to move on to our final topic. It is apparent that the two countries had a mutual understanding as far as that attack was concerned. Do you believe this to be evidence of a greater alliance between them?
Out of the question. No, I think that's out of the question. Ultimately, they both have the same objective, sole possession of Crossbell.
Yes, that's exactly right. In the end, the incident at the conference was no more than a one-time instance of them acting in lockstep. Furthermore, Crossbell is simply too valuable for either country to let it remain as a simple buffer zone. There's no room for allyship if each aspires to take it for themselves. Their parallel actions tip their hands as to their conflicting motivations.
Well, for a blind man, your aim is impressive.
So, this is all just a warm-up of the real thing. Eventually, they're going to go at each other, guns blazing.
Yes, and I imagine the war of intelligence they're waging will only worsen from here. The increasing activity from the Jaegers and criminal syndicates in Crossbell can likely be attributed to that as well. Fortunate as it is, I would not be surprised to see a resurgence of inexplicable incidents such as those from Crossbell's past.
Inexplicable incidents.
What do you mean?
No, never mind that. Forgive me for speaking out of turn. That aside, I believe we sorted out a number of matters regarding the terror attack. Asking for this interview was a wise decision indeed. Thank you for your time.
Likewise, this was very enlightening.
I think we understand the current situation more clearly now. It was also almost more informative than I was prepared to handle.
I'm glad to hear you found it beneficial. It would be wonderful if we could chat like this again sometime, future circumstances permitting.
Of course, we'll be more than happy to. Inside Scoop's terrorist attack complete. Alright, let's head back to the SSS now, because we've completed a bunch of side quests. In fact, we may have completed all the side quests for the day. So let's go ahead and go back and turn all those in. Because if we complete all the side quests for the day, then we might be heading to story next. But I want to make sure first, so let's go over here. Let's turn in side quests. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 6th class, True Gladiator belt. What's a True Gladiator belt, if I might ask? Automatically recovers CP in battle. When have I had this? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember having this. I completely don't remember having this. What? Since when have I had this? I might be stupid. Lowers defense in exchange for auto CP up. That might not... That might not be the worst thing to put on someone like... Who's got high defense in my immediate... Oh, who am I kidding? I want this on you. Oh, I can't take that off. You know I can't take that off either, though. Oh, yes I can. Watch me get one shot. Alright, the guide then mentions that there's room decoration events that we've already gotten. There was the one for... We got Lloyd's with Kia's, I believe. We got Randy's with Lloyd. Wazzy's with Lloyd. We got Ellie's with Lloyd. Tio's with Lloyd. Noelle's with Lloyd. Baby Penguin with Lloyd. And we already did the cat thing last time we were here, right? Yeah, we did. We already fed the cat. Just had to make sure. In that case, the next thing we can do is, if you want to advance the main story, go to Rosenberg Studio. Okie dokie. Oh. Interesting. We're actually getting close to a point of no return. So, we need to be careful. If we go to Rosenberg Studio, it will be the point of no return. So, let's do it. Is it a bad idea? Probably, considering I haven't played in a while. Probably. But that's not going to stop me. It's just the fact that it's probably a bad idea. But I have to get back into the swing of things somehow, don't I? Oh, I was about to say, is this the right place? I don't recognize. I don't know where I am. I got a gun, though. Alright, Rosenberg Studio. Let's get up there. Everybody run! Whoop! Hey, look.
A moving truck.
Hmm? Eh?
Thank you again, Meister. You've been a great help. With these, we'll be all set for the debut of our new performance in a couple of days.
Yes, above. Your troop is far too demanding with its requests, each and every one of them. Tuning the automata would have been work enough, but designing an entirely new stage set on top of it. I'm a busy man, you know.
I really do apologize for that. Ilya and the troop leader can have some pretty lofty standards sometimes. That extra mechanism they asked you to install was something they just couldn't live without.
Doesn't matter now. I have no issue with lending my studio's expertise to service your plays. I'm sure the gods will revert to the alternative.
Thanks. Oh, come to think of it, Meister. We haven't received a response on our invitations yet. Arkansas would be honored to have you attend the show. It'd be our pleasure after the amazing set and automata you provided us.
Your mirror thinks enough. I appreciate the gesture, but as I said, I'm a busy man.
Oh,
It's Arkansas, then.
I told him he wouldn't go for it. Still, I'd love for him to see how his hard work is being used on stage at least once.
Parnas.
Huh? Wait, aren't you the SSS?
Yeah, we are.
You're a stage technician from Arkansas, correct?
Yep, the name's Heinz, and I'm in charge of the props and equipment and such. What are all of you doing out here? Came to see the Meister?
Something like that. We had a little matter we wanted to consult him about.
Are you here to pick up a commission?
Yeah, we had an order for an automaton tune-up and some new set pieces. It was kind of on short notice with the debut of the revival performance coming up, but he did us a real solid getting it done so quickly. Oh boy, tell you the truth, everyone on here in the troop owes the Meister a Torum.
You don't say.
Speaking of which, isn't the revival performance only a couple of days away? That's right, the Leon Yars are kicking it into high gear right about now. Heck, I've been getting into it myself with all the changes we made.
Have you now?
Sounds like you're primed to put on a real box office hit.
That's the idea, but whoops, I'm a little behind schedule. Gotta get back there and set this all up. See you guys later. Stop by and say hi to everyone when you get the chance.
We'll be sure to. Be careful on your way back.
All good? All right.
I already knew the Meister was the one behind Arkansas's theater magic and all. But man, it kinda makes you forget this place has ties with the society, huh?
That does. Well, at least we know the Meister is in right now. I'm not sure if he'll be willing to tell us anything about the society, but we'll never know if we don't ask. Right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. Nothing ventured, nothing gained indeed. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm kind of scared, though. I'm scared the adventures we're about to have are going to have negative gains if... This game scares me. What am I doing? Ah, I wanted to save. That's what I was doing. I was about to say, I don't know what I'm doing in the menu. Once you get into Doll Studio, you will be unable to visit other areas outside Crossbell City for the rest of the day. Just ensure. We can't do this side quest yet anyways. So, we're good. We already did cryptids. Alright, let's do it. Visit. Lloyd used the iron knocker attached to the gate. Heyo! Excuse us. This is Crossbell Police Special Support Section. Meister Rosenberg, we would like to have a word with you.
There's no need to shout. My hearing is still perfectly fine. Whatever business you must be important if you come all this way. I don't have very much time to spare, but I will make an exception this once, so long as you keep things short.
Well, that was easy.
Hi! Doll? What? She's so cute! A Rosenberg doll. An automated one, by looks of it.
Enter. The little one will guide you. See to it that you don't wander anywhere you aren't supposed to.
Nice doll. I guess it can't talk? Not that I was expecting it to.
Hello, this gal. Sure doesn't look like any machine I've ever seen.
Mind taking us where your master is, little miss?
Well, let's follow.
I think we're supposed to follow her. Right, we probably shouldn't keep the Meister waiting.
Ouroboros. Just what kind of enemy are we dealing with? I'm wondering if we're going to see other familiar faces from Ouroboros. Any of the other enforcers? Can we just leave? Imagine, though. Just imagine.
What do you mean you came all the way out here just to knock on my door and just leave?
Okay. Whoa, this is not what I anticipated the inside of this place looking like. What in the world? This is not what I expected. I mean, sure, I expected one place to look like this, but not the entire thing. Loading the rest of the SSS, then followed the automaton inside. After going through what felt like a maze, they emerged in the underground section of the studio. Wait! There's Potter Mater. What is this place?
It's incredible.
I guess Potter Mater was no longer needed by Ren after being accepted into the Bright family. Whoa! Oh yeah, you two haven't seen it before, have you? What? Is that it? The giant archaism you mentioned before? Yeah, Ren used it back at the Sun Fort. I believe she called it Potter Mater.
So this is where it's been.
How's all this mechano crap doing down here anyway? I thought this was supposed to be a doll studio.
I believe those terminals are connected to the Orbital network. This must have been where Kitty was remotely hacking the network.
Well, what is it you want?
Jorg. Meister Jorg. Thank you for allowing us to come in and speak with you. We had a few questions we were hoping to ask.
Would they by any chance happen to be about what Campanella's been up to?
You're already well informed.
So you know.
Do not misunderstand. You are correct that I have ties to society. In the end, however, I'm nothing more than a humble doll maker. I'm not directly involved with whatever grand scheme they have planned.
So in other words, you can't tell us exactly what Campanella is planning to do.
I do not know, nor am I in any position to. However, you should understand that he is an enforcer, not an Anges. He's not authorized to propose plans for the society to pursue. The Anges, rather, are the ones who draft such arrangements.
Now, hold on just a minute. It's a little too much to take in all at once. Isn't this insider information? Should you really be giving it to us so easily?
It is hardly confidential. There are many on the continent who know this already. The church, the guild, the intelligence agencies have the major powers, and even that is only scratching the surface.
The society might as well be public knowledge. The society is so widely known, yet still you are able to freely continue making dolls here.
As I said, I am not in a position to know all the society's inner workings. Take the Arcasians, for example. Their construction relies on technologies from many other workshops besides this one. My studio is but one scale on the ever-coiling serpent, which is why the church and the guild will never set foot in here without due cause.
I suppose that makes sense. So, does that actually make this one of the 13 factories then? Someone like you is more valuable while you're still attached to the snake, which makes you a handy source of info.
Correct. That being said, the studio has already been preemptively outfitted for any contingencies. Even should you break the front door down with an arrest warrant, all you would find is an empty and meager doll studio. Nothing more. Not even Padamata.
How the...
Well, would you like to try your hand at taking me into custody, having heard all that?
No, because that's not what I'm here for, honestly. I'm gonna be real with you, Meister. You're kind of cool compared to the rest of Ouroboros at the moment. You're still part of Ouroboros, but at the same time, I don't get the feeling you're like the rest of them.
You may not have another chance.
I don't... What would taking you insult? No, that's not why we're here. You've made your point. We would like to inquire further if you're willing to listen. Answer.
Lloyd, I guess that's all we can do, but it doesn't mean I like it.
A wise decision. I take it you'd like to know something more concrete than veiled statements and broad outlines. There are your questions down the three, and I will answer them if I can.
Fair enough. What 3 things should we ask him about? Let's pick the second option.
As I told you, even I am not familiar with the details. From what little I've heard in passing, however, I do know what it is called. The Phantasmal Blaze Plan.
Phantasmal Blaze? Again, it's using Phantasma, the area that we explored in Sky 3. Why is it is it some kind of plan of turning plate? It seems like the question I'm having is those cryptids. Are those cryptids things that could exist in Phantasma? And if that's the case, would it be a stretch to assume that is the Phantasmal Blaze Plan a way of making aspects of Phantasma exist in reality? Phantasma was originally confined to the Recluse Cube, but is it possible that maybe the society has found a way of maybe corrupting the reality with Phantasma? Now that is a name rife with symbolism. This plan, does it entail causing some sort of widespread incident crossbell, like the one in Libra last year? That can't be. There's no way we could just let that happen.
Stop making me repeat myself. I do not know the details. What I can tell you is that the society's intervention here pales in comparison to what happened in Libra. The society prefers to operate from the shadows above all else. They aren't the type to make their move on the surface.
That's supposed to make us feel better, because it sure as hell ain't working.
Seconded, the fact that you can give us nothing but a name makes whatever you're doing all the more suspect.
Alright. What about the Anges?
The Anges.
Oh, wait a minute. I see. We actually get the sight of 2 other Anges. So there's Wiseman, obviously. Wiseman was one of the Anges, but he's now already dead. However, the other 2 that we can see, the first of which is the guy on the far right. He was the professor we saw near the beginning of the game with Campanella. So he's also an Anges. The other one of interest, obviously, is the giant knight-looking woman person who I do recognize from the little intro cinematic at the beginning of the game. She appeared there briefly. She's got some sort of weird giant drill spear weapon thing, too.
The Angies. They are the 7 snake apostles who live and serve to realize the Grand Master's plan. Even I do not know all of their identities. However, I am aware of the Angies that will be arriving in Crossbell before long.
Is there any way you can tell us more about them?
One is a man, the 6th Angies, to be precise. He leads the 13 factories that comprise Ouroboros' technological network. He is a society's greatest theoretician, an engineer with an insatiable appetite. Needless to say, he's a contemptible man.
You clearly have high opinion of him. Just how contemptible are we talking?
He is the sort of man who cares for nothing but satisfying his own intellectual curiosity. I'm unsure what he hopes to achieve by coming to this land in person. I can't say this for certain. His arrival is anything but good news for Crossbell.
We'll take your word for it.
Do not be alone, however. The 7th Angies, the Steel Maiden, will also be coming. The Crossbell.
The Steel Maiden? What did you call his title? Did you... it didn't seem like you gave him a title, actually. The 6th Angies. But the Steel Maiden... Now that I think about it, Wiseman also had his own title, didn't he? He was the Faceless, right? I'm pretty sure he was. The Steel Maiden.
It's got an ominous ring if I've ever heard one.
She is an enigma, to say the least. Bravely put, she is a masterful warrior whom you have no hope of defeating, even if you were to face her all at once.
Damn. She's that strong. Trying to wingman your fellow conspirators, I see.
It's merely a word of warning. Unlike the 6th Angies, I've heard the 7th Angies as a virtuous individual. However, were you to face her unprepared, it would surely cost you your lives.
I won't deny that the image that they showed definitely gave the impression of, you fight that woman and you'll be dead in, like, before you can blink. Alright, what about the society's relationship to the cult? This is something I'm very curious about. Does the society have any strong relations to the cult?
The DG cult, you mean? As far as I know, the two sides never had any direct ties. Having said that, it is a fact that the society was the one that destroyed the lodge where Ren was being held.
Yep. What?
You're referring to Paradise, right?
Yes, my understanding is that the cult used it to lure in and exploit influential individuals from around the continent. In all likelihood, it was brought down because they began to target influential individuals the society was backing. It's nothing short of a miracle that Ren survived that place.
Damn.
Hell whole deserve to get wiped out, but it's not like that makes Ouroboros the good guys either.
How didn't expect that explanation to win us over?
As I said, I'm only telling you what I know. Take it how you will.
Alright, we're done.
That makes 3 questions I've answered. You've taken up enough of my time. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now.
But, Lloyd,
Fine. That's what we agreed to, so we'll just be going for now. Would you mind if we return for another one of these talks?
If I feel so inclined. Keep the following in mind. It is not only Ouroboros that you should have your sights on. There are other forces to be cautious of in the wake of Crossbell's bid for independence, wouldn't you say?
You're not wrong. Hey, you. Reckon the Red Constellation? I guess so.
Man's got a point.
Sounds like you probably know a thing or 3 about that, too.
Maybe so.
Maybe not.
Doll.
Off you go. Follow a little one like you did on your way here. You wander off, I can't guarantee your safety.
Bro? Okay. Well, we at least got some good information, I'd say. Especially about the Angies. We at least know the names, we at least know the identities of 2 more. Or, sort of. I feel like I just came out of a bad dream. The Phantasmal Blaze plan, and the 2 Angies making their way to Crossbell to enact it. So, now... You know, I remember back in when we were doing the Zero playthrough, I remember I kept saying, like, oh, I can't wait for Ouroboros to probably make their appearance, and then they just kind of never appeared. In, like, Ouroboros was never, like, an actual threat during Zero. But it seems like they're now a genuine threat for Azure. It seems like now that the cult's been properly dealt with and all that, it seems like now is when we're gonna get more Ouroboros conflict.
It's so fantastical, I can barely bring myself to believe it. Just how dangerous are they?
From what I've heard about the Libro incident, very. We can't take the threat they pose lightly. Still, if what the Meister told us is true, whatever they're planning in Crossbell isn't as extensive as it was in Liberal. That'd be a relief. I hear they had an enormous battleship to contend with. Not to mention that giant archaism, Patamada. Where did you get that info? The first division has it all labeled as classified. Wait, Wazzy!
Don't tell me you hear these kind of things while working as a host too.
My lips are sealed. Is something wrong, you two?
Well,
Yeah, just a little. Tio-san might be able to explain it better than I could. You mind?
I will make an attempt. Having seen the automaton that guide us in and out of the studio, it's become clear that society is far more mischievous than they are malevolent.
Really? Mischievous? What do you mean by that?
Yes, they have more technological prowess than both the Epstein Foundation and Zeiss Central Factory, yet squander it by choice. Consider the research necessary to develop Potter Mater. It would have been more practical to use those same resources to build 50 airships.
You know, when you put it that way, you're right. They could be a lot more dangerous if they really so intended. But they choose not to. And they're already plenty dangerous as they are. But they could be even more so. And yet they don't. So the question is why? In the end, I feel like that also comes down to what exactly is the Grandmaster's plan? You think so?
Perhaps they have a source of funding, one deeper than we may realize. Maybe, but whether you're an army or a crime syndicate, efficiency is typically the highest priority of any organization. Recreation typically doesn't have much of a place there, if at all. But Ouroboros turns all that right on its head. That makes their motives and rationale all the more baffling to me.
Took the words right out of my mouth. The thing about it is, no matter how many Angies and archaisms they got hiding up their sleeves, the Red Constellation and Hay are probably more of an actual threat, realistically speaking. And that even taking into account whatever the Empire and the Republic are up to.
That's true. Put all four of them into one autonomous state together, and we've got a disaster waiting to happen. Yes, you're right. This kitchen already has too many cooks without the society. The big question is, what do they plan to bring to the table? At this rate, they're gonna bring a time bomb.
Because, say, even backing the terrorists at the trade aid conference was allegedly on a complete whim on their part. They don't seem to have any interest in involving themselves with conventional power struggles. In that case, would that make what they are working toward as unconventional as everything else they do?
I guess that would be a safe bet, but again, that means it's impossible to guess.
I don't mean we're completely in over our heads trying to do anything about it.
All we can say for sure is that whatever it is, it can't be good for Crossbell.
At any rate, we should return home for now. I want to relay all this to the chief. After that, we should do the same for the CGF and the guild. Regardless of what the society's after, the least we can do is make sure we're ready for them.
I agree.
Good call. Back to the city we go.
Alright, let's head back. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Ah! Adios. Run, 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 run. Run away. Oh, hey. You know. Oh, I made Enigma.
Who could it be?
I get the feeling someone's in need of our services. You know. Special support section, Lloyd Banner speaking.
Lloyd! Thank goodness I finally got a hold of you.
Hi, Fran. Have you been trying to contact us for a while?
I have, but for some reason none of my calls were able to get through. I even tried everyone else's Enigmas, but they were told no-go too.
Must have been an orbital wave jammer in the basement of the studio. Sorry about that. We ended up wandering out of signal range. What's going on? Do you have an urgent support request for us?
Not quite, no. Half an hour ago, there was a train derailment on West Crossbell Highway.
What do you mean? A what? Are you serious?
I wish I wasn't. The second division is en route to investigate the scene. The CGF's on its way too, so there's probably no need for you to go. But I figure I should keep you guys in the loop, just to be safe.
Got it. Thanks for telling us, Fran. If you find out more, let us know as soon as you can.
Roger that. Is something the matter?
Yeah, a train's been derailed.
Did Fran have something important to tell us?
Well, the train.
What the hell?
A derailment. It just went off the tracks.
Yeah, Fran said the 2nd Division and CGF are on their way there, so we can probably leave it to them. Then again,
It would be hard to turn away from something so concerning.
I'll say, the time is a little too suspicious for my taste.
I have my doubts that this was just a mere accident.
Lloyd, what should we do?
We have until the end of the day to report on what we've learned about the society. For now, let's go to the scene of the accident. We can't overlook the possibility that some sort of foul play was involved, whether from a cryptid or otherwise. At the very least, we can lend a hand at investigating the crash site.
Agreed. We should hurry.
Probably best to take our new ride if we're looking to get there ASAP.
Apparently, ride car. Can I go back to Crossbell? Oh, that's an ambulance. Amber lamps. Oh dear. Damn. Were those ambulances just now?
Correct. All of them were registered to St. Ursula Hospital.
For 3 of them too. Damn.
Do you suppose they were transporting those who were injured from the derailment?
Given the timing, I wouldn't doubt it. Cecile and the rest of the hospital are gonna have a long day ahead of them. We have to get to the scene of the accident.
Roger that.
I actually want to go to the downtown district right now. Because apparently if we go to Trinity, we can go visit, this again.
A good cocktail needs to explode with flavor inside your mouth. By which I mean bold ideas are what makes innovation happen. But instead of exploding inside you, my drink just makes your insides explodes. Maybe I'm not cut out for to be a mixologist after all. I think I'll just leave the cocktails to the artist from now on. This is my final creation. Mind dumping it in the gutter for me?
Pink liquid. May I ask what this does? Pink liquid. Restores all EP, a mouth-watering liquid that invites curiosity. Thank you, sir. I'm not sure if I like mysterious fluid, but... thanks. Okay, let's go to the trains. Oh, we actually have to use the car for it, apparently. Wait, is Kia okay? Where's Kia?
You're back. Fran called about what happened, right?
Yeah, we're about to head to the scene of the accident.
You got it. You can give me a report on the doll studio later. Get over there and see what you can do.
Ay, 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 ay. Where is the child? Is she safe?
No, she's not in here. She's not there.
She's probably at the school. Whatever. Let's just go ahead and go to the... This is not where I'm meant to go. Ride the car. Train derailment site. Let's look. Let's see how bad it is. The heck? A lot of cars. Those buses just now.
They look like the ones used to carry people traveling to and from the Republic. They must be transporting the rest of the passengers that were on the train.
Damn, what a shit show.
It makes me wonder how extensive the scale of the accident was.
Yeah, I'm worried. How bad are we talking of a train crash, of a derailment? If we're lucky, it won't be too bad. Maybe? Question mark? I hesitate to say that, but... Hey.
Yo, hoy, you guys made it.
Bray, friends. So you're on this case too.
ランディ先輩
Hello there, Noel. Oh, Randy. Thank you for both for coming as well.
そちらこそ
Of course. Good to see you, Dahlia.
Looks like we're in the right place. What's the situation?
Commander Bells and the police are currently investigating the scene of the accident.
Inspector Donovan and Detective Raymond from the 2nd Division are leading our department's efforts. From what I can tell, it looked like a mess. The train went clean off the tracks. It's going to take a long time to get things clean and repaired.
Do we have any reasons?
And what are the passengers? No fatalities, thank the goddess, but a few are in critical condition.
Well, hopefully they can take care.
Those most in need of medical attention were carried away by ambulance a little while ago.
Yeah, we saw them on our way here.
他の乗客は
In the air passengers, they were transferred to buses for the remainder of their trip.
Yeah, there was one round of them arranged for passengers head for Crossville City and another for those going to Altair. It was chaos sorting it all out.
I can imagine.
It's not every day you have to do damage control for an accident this severe. Speaking of which, we should make our way to the scene ourselves. Are we clear to pass through?
Yeah, you guys should be good to go. I doubt anyone's gonna complain.
どうぞ
Feel free to head in whenever you're ready.
Alright, let's see how bad it is. Oh hey, this is where this path leads.
I hope the reporter that just went in doesn't interfere with the...
Oh my gosh, Grace! Grace! Grace, get over here!
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's bad. What happened, though? Yeesh. Ah, and there's Grace. And Bales.
いや
Oh boy, this is some accident we got on our hands.
ーズバリ
Do you know what caused the derailment yet?
No, as you can see, the investigation is still underway. There are working theories that the front car was derailed due to a falling rock on the track. The rest followed suit.
I'm fucking sorry? You think a rock did this much damage? No, we're not talking that.
申し訳ない
My apologies, but I'm going to have to insist that any members of the media leave the accident site. We need to focus on beginning the cleanup and repair efforts immediately. Seriously?
But Commander Bales,
I understand the police would like to prioritize the investigation. However, this is the transcontinental railroad we're standing on, the most important transit line in all of Zemuria. We're under pressure from Mayor Croy, the Imperial and Republican governments, and the Railroad Corporation to fix this ASAP. The CGF has no choice but to comply.
I get your logic, man, but I really do, but...
I'm with the detective. If you don't get to the bottom of what happened, it could happen again, right?
それに関して
I am aware. However, I can only permit that the investigation be carried out concurrently alongside the repairs,
とにかく遅く
which will be until this evening at the very latest. That's how long we've been given.
手配した準備
Heavy
が
machinery
到着する
we've
前に
requisitioned will be arriving soon. We need to... Hold on just a moment!
あなたたち
Yes, it says.
あら
Whoa, it's loading the game.
Ah, you guys came to scope out the scene too, huh?
あの
Please excuse us, Commander.
現場
But did we hear you correctly? You're going to start cleaning up the accident before a proper investigation can be made?
あなたも警
You're still a member of the CGF, Seeker. I trust you haven't forgotten how vital this railway is to Crossbell.
それに
I didn't want to put this so bluntly, but if we delay repairing the railroad, it'll give the Empire and the Republic and all the excuse they need to intervene. I know that, but
十分
it's far from an unlikely scenario, unfortunately.
Not much I can do to protest an argument like that.
Give me a break. We still have a duty to get to the bottom of this.
Commander Bales, give us just 30 minutes. No, until that equipment arrives. We'll get this all sorted out.
あなたたち
You?
Yes, given Crossbell's current political climate, I'm not ready to chalk this accident up as just an unfortunate coincidence. Don't you think we should at least determine whether or not any foul play was involved?
例の件
It's also possible that this accident is relevant to our cryptid investigation.
Look at it this way. Let's do our thing, and everyone walks away with some peace of mind.
そうね
I never thought I'd see the day I would be the impatient one between the two of us, Orlando.
どの番系
Very well, Inspector Donovan. We will start by prioritizing the investigation of the accident scene.
代わりに
Once the equipment arrives, however, our focus will shift to fixing the rails.
You won't hear any complaints from us. Let's do this.
あの
And we'll just stay out of your way, out of your hair while we collect our material.
復旧作
I have no objections. You're free to look around to the formal repairs begin. On the condition that you in no way interfere with the investigation of the site. Am I clear? Crystal!
Would you mind if we got a first-hand look at the scene as well, Inspector?
Don't even have to ask. We'll tackle it together. You can speak with the conductor. He's resting over there. He'll be your best bet, more likely than not. Unfortunately, the engineer got nicked up in the crash and was taken to the hospital.
Understood.
Alright, let's get investigating.
Shall we begin?
Let's look. This would be the locomotive. The most essential car of the train. Without one, it would be unable to move at all. Inside is the engineer's cabin, the orbital engine, produced by the Rainford Company. That's all very educational and all, but doesn't something about this seem off to you?
I was just saying the same thing. There's not nearly as much damage as I would have pictured.
You're right. It's a little unnatural considering it's the frontmost car.
Think about it. Had it collide with something head-on, it wouldn't still be this pristine, yeah. Whatever caused the derailment must have hit it from somewhere else. What do you suppose happened here? Those look like claw marks.
We were just thinking a rock might have rolled down the nearby cliff and derailed the train. Maybe this is where it made impact? The possibility is there, given the spherical dent on the side.
I don't know about that. How do you explain these giant scratches here in the center there?
When you think about it, the position is a lot farther up than you'd expect, too. I don't think a simple fallen rock would have left marks like these.
If that's the case, then just what did collide with the train? Those look more like claw marks. Where's the conductor, if I might ask? You there.
Oh, what a day. I should be thanking the gods I'm okay. At least compared to the poor people who got carried away by those ambulances. I've never seen a train fly off the track so violently before.
You're a conductor, correct? If you wouldn't mind, could you give us an account of what happened at the time of the derailment?
Sure, if that's what you want, I'll do my best to tell you how it happened. The detective over there asked me earlier, but I think I was still too shaken to give a halfway decent statement. It all happened so suddenly, you know? I couldn't help being a little out of it.
That's perfectly understandable with how severe the accident was. We can't expect you to recall every little thing. Any normal person would be in shock after going through something like that.
Exactly. As things stand, even the tiniest detail could prove helpful. Do you remember seeing or hearing anything suspicious? Anything at all?
Suspicious? Well... Oh, now that you mention it, yeah. Maybe. Something sprang to mind. It was right before the derailment happened, while I was on the comms with the engineer. He just started yelling out of nowhere. I remember shouting, "What is that?" or something along those lines. The accident happened moments later. The front derailed and the rest of them followed, one after another.
So the engineer saw something, and then moments after seeing it, that's when the derailment occurred. So the question then becomes, what did the engineer see?
And well, you know how the story goes from there. Now I'm out here talking to you.
Evidently, the engineer was caught by surprise.
From the sound of it, he must have seen something he couldn't believe. Don't think, despite the fact that it's been a while since I played the game, don't think I've forgotten about a very specific thing we saw at the near the during the last episode, which was what looked like it was somebody, maybe it was Wald, I'm not sure, but somebody who seemed to be taking Gnosis and going through demonization. They had a weird sword-looking weapon, and then they just started changing. Which leaves us with one question. What was it that he spotted? I'm wondering, if it's not a cryptid that he saw, then it might have been the, that person or whatever. What the? Here's some big scratch. Wait. Wait. Does this make sense? Look at the marks on the cliffside. They're enormous. It's like the whole surface has been carved into. The rest of the ground been gouged out too. The train must have derailed toward the left-hand side. Quick question. What do you suppose these streaks on the... Why do you suppose the streaks in the wall are so blue?
I believe those would be flecks of paint.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's gotta be it. You can tell it's the same car as the train cars themselves. After the train derailed, it must have scraped against the rock for a ways, leaving those blue skid marks.
I dive back, but look how far along they run. How would the train even stay against the wall for that long?
You're right. Wouldn't if at a point it should have just bounced off, wouldn't it? Was something pushing it against the wall? That would imply that something big did this. It's like we might need to rethink the actual circumstances that led to these marks. Okay, I think we got as much intel as we can.
We have, already. Enough for Lloyd anyway.
It better be enough for him because I sure as hell haven't connected any dots.
I may have put a thing or two together on my end. What's our next step? Should we review the information we have thus far?
Yeah, let's do that. We should call it over to the commander and Inspector Donovan too.
So has your investigation yielded anything insightful yet?
That's the hope. First, I want to address the possibility of the derailment being caused by a fallen rock on the tracks. From our investigation, I believe it's safe to rule out that possibility.
Really? Why? I think you have some line of reasoning to back that claim up.
Naturally. You see, it would be less damage to the front of the locomotive. Because if that was the case, then surely the front car would have the most damage to it, right? We found more than a few areas of suspicion during our investigation, but the decisive factor was how pristine the front of the locomotive still was.
Could you explain further? It's true that there's less damage at the front, but what does that prove?
Logically, if the derailment were caused by a fallen rock landing on the tracks, the train would have collided with it head-on. For the mass of a high-speed train to lose balance and derail, the impact would have to be substantial. If that had really happened, then the evidence of it would have been more apparent.
Oh, I think I get it.
When all said and done, the front of the first car is hardly dinged up at all.
Exactly. If this was a rock, then this thing would be, at the very least, look more like a, I don't know, a pug.
So that rules out the initial and most obvious explanation.
Indeed it does. That's a fact we can't afford to overlook. In that case, what do you suspect the true cause of the derailment?
At first, I had to consider whether this was possibly the work of some kind of explosive.
Explosive? You're saying this could have been a Jaeger operation? Or worse, a terrorist group?
Oh man, my mind wandered there pretty quickly too. That's why I kept my eyes peeled, but as far as I could tell, there weren't any traces of explosives.
I would hope not. We already account for that, and we didn't find anything of the sort either.
So after ruling that out, there's only one other possibility left remaining. There was indeed a collision, but not from the front. Whatever it was rammed itself into the train from the right-hand side.
Excuse me? Like on purpose? That's insane.
This is starting to sound less like a train derailment and more like a car chase. Now I understand. That would explain the dent on the right side of the locomotive.
Yeah, here's the way I think it went. First, our unknown culprit landed right next to the train as it barreled down the track at full speed. That was likely the moment the conductor heard the engineer yelling on the comms. After that, the assailant began to run alongside the train after ramming into it from the right, causing the dent. The force led the leading locomotive to derail up toward the left-hand side. But our assailant didn't stop at that. He continued to push the locomotive into the cliff on the far end. That's why it stays for so long. From there, the train eventually skid to a stop, leaving marks on the rocks along the way. As for the cars falling behind, they end up scattering off the rails in every direction. That's my working hypothesis, given what we know right now.
Huh.
Well done.
You really are Guy's little brother. You know, hell, your sleuthing skills may even be better than his.
No kidding. Guy's style investigating was less thorough and more instinctive.
Hey, watch it. He's ours.
And we're proud to have him.
Kudos, oh wise leader. Even I couldn't think that far ahead.
Very impressive. But it does leave one question, Detective Bannings. The identity of this unknown culprit. Do you suspect this to be the work of some sort of monster? Or was this perhaps caused by another one of those recently spotted cryptids?
Well, when you look at the facts, I don't know. There's no question a cryptid would have the strength to derail a running train based on our experience. While I can understand why that would be the most likely explanation, I can't say for certain just yet.
I agree. Cryptids have only spawned in the presence of higher elements thus far, and I sense no sign of them.
You're right. If it was a cryptid, then that would imply that this area would start having those flowers too, wouldn't it? Or at least there would have to be something around that would allow them to exist. But as far as we can tell, Tio hasn't mentioned anything. And the 3 higher elements are not present, so... yeah, it doesn't seem like it might not be a cryptid. Again, we also don't know enough about cryptids, so for all we know, it's possible that one could have a different rule. That being said, at the same time, with the rules we do know, it doesn't make sense. Not to mention we didn't see any of those blue plants around it, anywhere nearby either. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. However, this only further raises the question of just what it is we're dealing with.
Exactly.
An archaism? Society's archaisms are a possible candidate too. Though I'm not sure how likely that is. I guess that is true. But I'm not sure about it being an archaism. The thing that gets me the most is the claw marks. The claw marks on the side of the train. Are they really the type to resort to such a drastic and blatant attack? What was that?
It sounded like a monster.
It's not no ordinary one either. Judging by that blood-curdling cry. Let me scan the area. What was that? Activate. Where is it? Where? Prince, get the full course ready. We're getting a shot one way or another.
Can't be serious, Grace. Wait!
Distance 10 Celsius moving. It's escaping to the west. That's the same sound that the guy made when he demonized. Distance 10 Celsius moving. It's escaping to the west. Let's chase after it.
Roger, Wilco.
Affirmative.
Are you out of your mind?
The CGF will back you up.
No. No, you should keep working on the cleanup effort. You have a schedule to keep. We'll go on and give the chase.
If you're certain. I'm not entirely comfortable with it, but we have no other choice. Someone has to be here when the heavy machinery arrives. Stay in contact. If anything happens, we'll come to your aid. Understood, ma'am.
Oh no. No, Wazzy. Wazzy, that reaction scares me.
Could it actually be Wald?
When I saw that person, when we saw that figure, we only saw their silhouette, but it didn't look like Wald's silhouette completely. The hairstyle was different and stuff, but there's no denying that Wald's been different. He's been, ever since Wazzy joined the team, he's been acting very different. Is it possible that he could have gone off the deep end in some attempt to get his own revenge? Is it possible he somehow could have turned to Gnosis? Grace,
you wouldn't happen to be planning to come along with us, would you? Well, can't deny I was considering it. But I get it. The situation seems stickier than usual, so I'll hang back this time.
No, we'll head back to Crossville City and draft a breaking report. As soon as we get the rest of our people together, we'll return together some more material.
That should be safe enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Besides, if you guys followed us and got attacked, you might never get a chance to make that report.
You get, as one of my favorite merchants, once said, you can't ride if you're dead, Scrivener.
Say that again. I don't know what this thing you're chasing is, but it's gotta be nasty if it caused a whole derailment.
It's gotta be it's gotta be the person that demonized during that last episode of ours. But the question is, who is it? Is it Wald? Could it be? Did Wald really go off the deep end?
You better be careful and come back in one piece. I won't be able to get an interview out of you otherwise.
We will.
Thanks, Grace.
Alright, let's start our pursuit. First, we need to head west on the highway.
Clara.
Let's back us a monster.
I'm thinking we might not be facing a monster anymore. We're facing something truly serious. And if it's Wald, then I'm scared. A Wald that's been influenced by Gnosis, potentially. Or at least someone with the build of Wald, influenced by Gnosis. Where am I supposed to go? The guide's telling me to go this way on foot. Hmm. Oh, here we are.
There it is again. There it is again.
It's coming from the west. Don't gotta have Teotide levels of perception tell that much.
Feels almost as if we're being beckoned, like when we first met Zai. I concur. However, unlike then, I am sensing a hostile intent. Either we're dealing with a monster of inconsiderable intelligence or something else entirely. Regardless, we need to be careful.
It's gotta be that demonized person, though. That much I'm almost certain on. What the? What was that?
It sounded like something shattering.
Wasn't an explosion either.
This came from the south. Hurry.
It was probably the police gate, wasn't it? That's the only thing in that direction I could think of that make a sound like that. What the? Oh, I thought I saw something weird. It's probably the police gate, isn't it? Yep, sure enough. That thing is shattered.
Just look at this.
This gate's supposed to be made of some kind of reinforced alloy too.
Unbelievable. There's no way this was done by some ordinary monster.
What? Was the railing of the moving train not enough? What the hell are we going up against here?
Well, no time to sleep on it. We'd better continue this pursuit before it gets away from us. If it makes its way to the deepest part of the forest, we're going to have trouble keeping up. Yeah, good point. Why is Wazzy acting so strange? He knows, doesn't he? It is walled, isn't it? It's walled. Walled been changed, hasn't he? That's the only thing I can think of why Wazzy would be acting the way he is. Yep, there it is. Here's where our monster's gone. Everything here is in shambles, and these marks are fresh too.
Only one thing that can mean.
But down we go.
What's responsible is likely just below. I can confirm that. My sensors are picking up movement beneath us. But that isn't all. There's another strange presence. One that I can't quite put my finger on.
Really? Not even you.
Down this road is the survival training area. It's heart of Nox Forest, a sprawl of dense woodland almost completely untouched by man.
If going down there to chase our culprit, we'll need to be prepared. You're right. I've been there once for training at the police academy. The visibility's so bad you can barely see 5 yards in front of you. It's gonna be one of our most dangerous missions yet. Illy, Tio, Wazzy, you three had better stay back.
We'll see, Lloyd. I would consider you to be a bigger liability here than the rest of us.
But if you think otherwise, we'd be happy to compare sympathy lines, sweetheart.
I get where you're coming from, Lloyd. The rain down there is no joke. Still, I think we'll be fine if we work together.
Yeah, we're a team. If anyone can pull through this, it's us.
Okay, you've made your point. Just keep in mind that we have no idea what's waiting for us down there. Let's descend only once we're ready.
Of course. Roger.
Let's descend. Okay, we're all set. Me and Randy will start climbing down first. After that, Illy, Tio, and Wazzy will climb down one at a time. Noel, I want you to bring up the rear and watch our 6.
Heard. You can count on me.
Alright, you want to contact the commander before we head down?
Yeah, good call. If CGF isn't too busy with the repairs, having them as backup would be a huge help. Considering we have no idea what we're dealing with, they wouldn't be able... What in the... The blue plants! Why are there so many of them? There's so many of the blue plants! That's not right! Look! Ploromacress!
No, this was here 2 months ago.
It must have begun blooming recently. Dio, can you sense higher elements?
Yes, time, space, and mirage are all accounted for. This will explain the strange presence I felt on the surface.
Looks like it, yeah. This Imino says these training grounds are even more grueling than what you're used to, thanks to them.
I sure want to take that bet. Find your way around this place is tricky enough already.
Now we have more to worry about than just getting lost.
Be on alert for any monsters looking around. Got it. There's pleroma grass everywhere. And there's a bird on a spring! Up, and we have the burst gauge. Hooty hoot. It said its eyes can turn you into stone. That thing has petrify, doesn't it? That thing 100% has petrify. Gotcha. Well, I know I didn't get to examine them, but I want the experience. That is like a giant version of the guys up top. Oh dear. We've got a problem. We've got a problem.
And I'm very scared of the problem we have.
Please. Wow, that actually worked perfectly. Kind of surprised, to be honest with you. All right, can we get the examine this time? Yes, we can. You know, I was gonna hold off and wait to do the rest of this episode off, or on next time, or rest of this dungeon next time, but I'm starting to get too into it now. Also, did my controller disconnect? It did. Briefly. Music here good, though. That's a lot of snakes. Battle scopes. I might be able to make this work. Somewhat. Well, that works better than I'd hoped. I thought they were gonna have a lot more experience in that. Bro. Trinity card 2. Slush a bomb. Which one do you think is a bigger mess? Croswell's political climate or Ilya's room? You make a tough question, I gotta say. Indeterminate. Hey. Turn around, dang it. Ah, dang it. Let's go gambling. If it really is Wazzy back here, or, sorry, Wald, then... A, that's gonna be depressing, because that means we're probably gonna have to kill Wald. Ah! I don't know why I screamed like I did. Large impede. Wow, that's fantastic. Holy crap. Aha! Pathway. Easy peasy. We want to fight as much as we can while we're here. Ares got good chunks of experience to give. Gosh dang it. How did I miss? Oh, crap. Oh, okay. I was kind of scared for a second. Corpse fragment. Eh. Genevieve, a beauty in the eyes of all, had long been ruled by her father, an aggressive businessman who longed for profits and peerage. Even after marriage, her nervous habit of finding imperfections remained. A cool story. Keeping an eye on the map the guide's giving me. Actually, it's just occurring to me, this area gives me a map. No. Punch him. Sorry, I'm checking out the guide I have to make sure I'm gonna get everything I can. Alright, let's continue down this path for now. Gosh dang it. Oh. Leave me alone. I want to fight you guys with ease. I'll fight all of you guys, but just let me do it with ease. Bro, this is gonna make... This move's freaking stupidly broken, it feels. I'm surprised I got that. But I'll take it. Again, I need the experience. Plus, I also need to get back into the swing of things. How did I miss that? A mystery for the ages, truly. There's still one enemy up here, wasn't there? Answers my question. Wazzy, throw things. There's something down this way. Hello. Sepith by the bundle. If a chest is looted in the forest, does it make a sound? I don't know. There's a guy here. Gosh. You're not getting away. Ugh, itchy. Ah, I see. I'm just keeping an eye on the guide so I know how to... Get over here. That's a lot of snakes. That'll do. That is so satisfying. Okay. Iveen. Kill it. Denim leather. More treasure? Why, yes. I have the finest treasures available for you. Simply remove my bottom panel and step into my cellar. Never. Nice try. Denim leather. More ADF, but worse defense by 10. Should I equip it? Probably. Will I equip it? Nah. I'm good. Zero Balm. Zero wasn't the worst husband he could have chosen for her. He was among the kindest she was encouraged to court, to be sure. A little plain, but not unattractive. Quite timid and very awkward. Bruh. I should probably save. Bring it. That's a lot. I don't go first. That is not the right one I should have picked. Color shade. You know, I should have anticipated that I would miss. Guard. Nice.
Bro, this sucks. Bro. Bro! What is going on? I don't understand. You know what? Just kill me. We'll start this fight over. Just kill me! Why do you keep missing? Kill me! Thank you. Lower difficulty. We're winning this. No, you don't. Wait, I don't have it available? Now I do. You're not getting away with it this time. I don't care if I have to waste this. Thank you, Randy. Perish. Congratulations on being chest number 9, Monstrum Nox. Thanks. Well, Ozzy, considering it sounds like your moment, your big time then to shine is coming up, I'm gonna give you this. It certainly feels like it is. I don't know if it is gonna be his big time shine, but it certainly feels like it. And now I'm in agony. My resources crumbled. Now, I have something my guide mentions curiously up here that there's a way of getting extra GP, but the way you're supposed to get it is very curious, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get it, mind you. But I'm going to try to. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to need a certain something. And I wonder if I can equip this before we... No, I can't. We might be screwed then. Well, we just might not be getting all the DP. Oh well. Never said there's a 100% DP playthrough as it is. I mean, I've already missed out on some. Alright, let's get to it. I didn't save. Did I? Wait, did I save? I don't remember. Alright, who's back here? Is it who I think it is? A clearing. As far as I've ever made it during my training. Hmm? Wait, was this always a dead end?
No, they're shoving an animal trail up ahead too.
Looks to me like a bunch of trees fell and blocked the road. Must have happened sometime within the past month.
But if that's the case, where in the world did that monster run off to? Hold on, I detect a presence nearby.
Did it just laugh at us?
You guys really thought you could waltz in here like you own the place, huh?
Who is that?
You shipper brains never change.
Who's there? Is it you, Wald?
Is this the real culprit? Were they controlling the monster all along? Yeah, I can't be sure, but this voice sounds familiar somehow. As if we met them before.
It is. Wazzy is very upset.
No, it couldn't be.
Here he comes! Get back! Huh? What the? So that's what you've become, huh, Wald? What the?
A demon!
You chain me, Wald?
Why? No, but how? I don't believe it. It's just like the demonization Gnosis caused.
No way. Don't tell me. Wald, is that you? It's been a long time, Bannings. Orlando. And you're here too, Ozzy. Small world.
So it seems. I knew your taste in fashion was beyond saving. But even I didn't think you'd stoop this low.
Low. Piss off.
Wait a sec! Are you the one who rammed the train off the track?
You even have to ask. Thought you believed these dogs were supposed to be good at sniffing things out. You honestly think some puny monster could have done something like that? The only thing alive with that much power is me, Wald Wales.
What are you doing, Wald?
Vile.
You even realize what the hell you've done? Yeah, I do. And hey, since you came all the way out here for little old me, what do you say we get this party started? I see you try and look down on me right after I pummel you and your high horse right into the dirt.
Crap! So you're going all out on this then?
You wish. I could turn you all to dust with one hand behind my back. You know what? I'd rather just beat you to a pulp nice and slow till you're begging for me to put you out of your misery. This power I picked up is the real deal. Now, I'm gonna make you eat it. Here we go.
Wald Wales. I don't even know if we can beat him, to be real with you. Demon Wald. Level 70. Wald demonized by Gnosis. Now wields his now mutated sword as if it was nothing. Oh, I don't think... Yeah, we're absolutely not getting the... I absolutely think we're not getting it. But the best way we're going to be able to get it, potentially, is if we do this. Star Blast 2. Oh, we're not getting it. Never mind. It was a fat chance anyways, but... Final Mad Crash. Okay! Yep, we're not getting it.
Come on now, you just screw around or what?
So, remember I said there was a way of getting extra detective points? The reason being that we're not getting it is because in order to get extra detective points off this fight, within 10 turns, you have to deal... Let me see how much the guide says again. The guide says you need to deal... 16,000 wait, 25% of the boss's health within 10 turns. Yeah, I didn't do any of that, so,
That was pathetic. I know you can last longer than that.
We couldn't even put so much as a scratch on him. His power's beyond comprehension.
What's wrong, Wazzy? Not gonna drop a witty comeback? Maybe flash one of your pretty boy smirks and blow us up like you do everything else? Come on, I was looking forward to this. It'll make it all the more fun when I shut that mouth of yours for good.
Lord, where in the goss's name did you get your hands on Gnosis?
That's right. Save for the samples taken for analysis, as the supply manufactured by Johann Gunter should have been disposed of.
Damn it, Walt. Where the hell did you get it from? Who knows? And don't get it twisted. This drug ain't what's giving me all the strength. Newsflash, punks. It's been inside me all along. The gnosis is just a trigger to help bring it out. That's what sets me apart from that quack Johann. His power was never his in the first place.
He does have a point. Unlike what happened with Johann, he doesn't seem in danger of going berserk.
Is this a perfected version of Gnosis then? Whatever it is he's drawing his power from, he's managed to retain control over it. What the heck? A monster! Who's here? No, it's you guys. Muriel!
Second Lieutenant! Thank goodness you're here. Does that mean your repair work is finished? For now, yes. We came here as fast as we could, but... Just what is that thing?
I think we'll call it quits for today. Yo, SSS chums. And you especially, Wazzy. You better give me the time of my life the next time we meet. Or else. Just like that foot race we had back in the downtown district. It's the least you can do.
Bastard. Wald! Where do you think you're going? Officer of fast positions. Missile fire is authorized.
Kill him!
Oh, wow. You just instantly pulled out the missiles. It is not doing a thing. Bro is stretching.
You call that firepower?
Move! Yeah. Why? After the attack, the SSS, along with Muriel's unit, scoured the vast, dense forest for the demonized walled whales. Unfortunately, however, their efforts ultimately came up short. As the night wore on, the decision was made to abandon the search. The SSS then returned to the city around midnight and fell asleep, so tired that they forgot to eat the hot pot Kia had so lovingly prepared.
No!
The rain. I guess they did need to know what happened to their leader. He's not who he once was. Not anymore, at least. I understand that he was down after what happened with Wazzy, but still... Was that any reason for him to do what he did? How'd it go? Not good. They don't know anything. No one has seen Wald in days.
Looks like he's been keeping his little lackeys in the dark. They wanted to know where he is just as bad as we did.
Yeah, they seem desperate.
Let's see.
We tried asking the testaments, but it didn't get us anywhere. There are no leads on Wald whatsoever. However, he was spotted shambling drunkenly around the neighborhood for a while prior to his disappearance.
Huh. There's no way to tell how that fits in all this. What changed between then and now? Obviously Gnosis. How did he come across Gnosis in a form that allowed him to control it, too?
The better question is, where the hell did he get his hands on Gnosis?
Yeah.
Are you alright, Wazzy? You're not looking too good.
I'm alright. Just, a bit chilly from the rain. I've already asked Abbas and the others to continue gathering info. Let's put Wald to the side for now and return to the SSS building. That's probably for the best. As we have Kia's breakfast to look forward to.
I don't know what we do without her.
Neither would I! Phew, that was a satisfying meal.
You say, nothing like a hot bowl of porridge to chase off the chills.
Indeed, the chicken and eggs were a nice touch. Thank you for the food, Kia. It was delicious. I just used the stuff that we were supposed to have for hot pot yesterday. Are you full, Wazzy?
Yeah. It's a comfort food to a whole new level. My compliments to the chef, Kia.
I'm glad you liked it.
It's good to see you guys are back in fighting form. Well, just to let you know, the CGF is going to keep investigating the Walled Whales case, so try not to dwell on it too much.
Whatever you say. Still, Wald had to have acquired that Gnosis somehow. We have to figure out where it came from, no matter what.
The second division's already been sent out to do just that. From what I heard, the first division is also looking into whether or not the major powers are involved in any way. My point being, you should trust them.
Don't press the issue by getting all keyed up. Yes, sir.
Were they able to restore the railroad after the derailment yesterday?
Yeah, only one of the tracks was functional by yesterday evening, but they managed to get the other one going overnight. All things considered, they got the job done without any hassle.
Phew, thank goodness. The Transcontinental Railroad is a vital part of the transportation network. Chaos would ensue if it were still non-operational.
have been the perfect ammo for Ereboni and Calvert to give us even more shit than they already do.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, should we check out the terminal for support requests? It's about time for today's batch to come in.
Yeah, let's.
Hey?
Hey, we got a phone call.
I'll get. Hello? Hello? This is Crossbell's Police Special Support Section.
Morning, it's me, Michelle, the guild receptionist.
Oh, good morning. Do you have a chance to look into over our report on the society?
We did. It was awful to be sure. I contacted HQ over in Lemon, and they're currently analyzing the info. Though considering how elusive these guys are, I don't know how much they'll actually be able to find.
I see. Is that why you called us?
No, there's one more thing. I had a quick question for you, actually. Have you seen Lynn and Aelia around lately?
I'm scared. Please don't hurt the bracers. We saw them at the hospital yesterday, last I recall.
Huh? I see. Honestly, what the devil are those two girls up to?
Are you having trouble contacting them?
Sure am. I wasn't able to get through to their enigmas last night. Oh well, this does happen every so often, so I'm not too worried about them.
Is that so?
Well, no need to fret your little head over it. I'm sure they got more than enough on your plate. You're dealing with the leader of those delinquents, aren't you? That's already a job and a half.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, anyway, if you happen to spy, then give me a ring ASAP, okay? Keep up the good work now. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Michelle. You too. Sounds like it was from the Bracer Guild. Something happened? Oh, yeah. Has either of you seen them? Lynn and Aelia. Those are the two ladies who know how to hold their own. And Ayos was generous with her gifts to them.
Yep, just the way I like him. Especially Elia. There's a beaut. Second only to Seal, of course.
I do believe those were the gifts. I don't believe those were the gifts he was referring to. That's all the more reason to worry about them, honestly. Bracers seem like the type to keep a tight handle on their schedules.
Yeah, and when we fought those two, every move they've made felt calculated.
Oh, you have some time to spare. Why not go visit the guild? We all have to look out for each other in times like these.
Right, we'll keep it in mind.
Lloyd, are you guys leaving now? Will you make it back for hot pot this time?
Yeah, this time for sure. We'll try to come home as early as we can.
Sorry, Kia. You went through so much trouble to prepare it yesterday. We didn't expect to be out the entire night. No, it's okay. That just means you're working extra hard, right? I just want to do what I can to help too.
Child, you are probably the heart and soul of this entire building, so as long as you're here, then we all have strength. Kia. She's too powerful for us. She really is.
According to today's weather forecast, the rain should stop in the afternoon.
Let's blow through these jobs then. We got a hot pot to enjoy tonight.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at our requests. Driven to the brink, sorry. Recently we got a reckless vehicle has been frequenting West Crossbell Highway. Gosh dang it, not again. Deer Front Sector D, monster extermination, and that's it. And I think that's going to be what we do for today. Yeah, I think that's going to be all we do for today then. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you all later. Peace.